I think we'll be able to get it done this year too.
Yeah, that was a late surge in this series. I don't think Cooper was considered in consideration just a few weeks ago. So here we go. Lawrence was the fastest rider in qualifying, so he is your Monster Energy Fast Qualifier Award winner. That's why he gets to pick whatever gate he wants, and he chose the inside. We'll see how this turns out. In motocross, that's often not where they choose to go. Fly Racing 30-second card is up, James. It is about to happen.
It's about to happen. The nerves are gone now. They started the motorcycles up. I think you can see as Jet's trying to hype himself up. Everybody right now, like, they're just waiting for this thing, for that guy to point to the girl, and you start going. So
that's what I learned from you. They actually get calmer that moments before.
Oh, yeah. It's calm before the storm. That is really true.
Okay, well, here we go, everybody. 30 minutes plus 2 laps. 250 Moto 1 from Budds Creek. Lawrence not the jump, but he's able to edge through a couple of riders. Now he gets swallowed up. He's one of the Rockstar Husqvarnas with the whole shot.
Yeah, it was a good start from Jet, actually. The jump wasn't there, but luckily for him, the guy got caught in the gate. But overall, he's top 10, so he'll be fine.
Hampshire is the rider in the lead, and welcome back to racing. Michael Mosiman missed some action back today, and he's looking to go to the front.
I'm looking forward to Michael. He actually came out in practice and looked pretty strong, and you can already tell he's trying to get around RJ. It's important to get out front. Clean air here at this track. You can kind of separate yourself, and Michael's feeling it.
Yeah, he wants to make the move right now. Nate Thrasher in third. Have not seen too many good starts. Oh, was that Swole, who might have gotten tagged and went down? He's in about 5th place as we watch this battle for the lead. Yes, it was Swole in 31, and Justin Cooper with him.
Man, that's tough. That's what happens when you get a bad start on there or get caught up. Mosiman's already made the pass on Michael, on RJ, so he's going for it today. He's been like that since practice, so that's good to see him. And it's a pretty good start for an RJ. I don't think I've seen him up front that much in the beginning.
That's true. He's had a couple Moto podiums, but they have been coming from the back to get it done. Thrasher again is in third, so Swole is 4th or 5th. He had a problem, takes Cooper with him, and that's going to be a big problem now for Cooper. Wants to get one of these wins before the year is up as Mosiman leads. I think we've got the replay of the crash.
Yeah, it looks like, he just got cut off. Jalik was trying to cut him off. Justin was trying to squeeze up on the inside. Maybe a little aggressive. I think, Jalik's out here fighting, and I think Justin has the speed. So maybe a little aggressive, but he gets caught out. Both of them do.
Wow. So just like Unadilla last week, Cooper actually led that one early, and then a crash on lap 2 sent him back. This one even worse. But how about Michael Mosiman? JS, he's on the move right now.
Yeah, some guys are really good in the beginning part of the race, and I think Michael being off a little bit, and he looks around, having RJ's usually stronger at the end of the part of the race, so it's a good chance for him to be able to stretch that lead out. And again, it's clean air. Jet's not on you, so make hay while the sun shines.
Now it's pretty humid today. We'll see what the fitness is for Mosiman after missing the race at Unadilla. He was taking some hard hits, crashed at Millville in the sand whoops early in the day. Is he 100%? We're going to find out because he's got some laps led here at Budds Creek.
Yeah, you can see they put a little bit of water down, so these guys, even though they're charging, they're being a little careful, especially that section before the finish line. They got to be a little bit careful. So overall, the track prep looks great. It looks fun, and like you said, it's going to be it's about conditioning today. So otherwise, Michael's looking good right now.
Yeah, speed not an issue for Mosiman. That corner was an issue.
Yeah, it looks like they put a lot of water down, and he made a mistake, but nonetheless, well, there you go.
Thrasher, 3rd place, down. I have not seen Thrasher get good starts all year. He finally gets one. Now he cannot get the bike to fire, so he's going to lose a ton of ground.
It's been a rough start for the Yamaha boys.
Yeah. Thrasher and Cooper going down early. That'll move Jet Lawrence up to 3rd. He was 4th.
I think that puts a lot of pressure. I think, again, with Jet being who he is, it puts a lot of pressure on these guys to try to make the magic while you're on there. And having this track and being slippery, the younger kids, sometimes they go for it. They get a little excited and they get out there and they, doing donuts out here. But yeah, it's unfortunate for Justin and Nate, but they're gonna have to fight through it and don't give up.
Beta Motorcycles drone cam showing you a view we've never seen before of Budds Creek. The drone is new to our show this year at all the tracks. Mosiman has got a 2nd on Hampshire. We have not found Hunter Lawrence. We are trying to spot him. He is way back. I have him 30th right now on the 96 in teal.
Wow. Yeah, every race, I mean, when he has an opportunity to capitalize on Jet, I think all these guys, even with Justin, with Jet having a rough weekend, it would have been important for those guys to get out here to first moto, but you know, they make mistakes, and we're not sure what happened with Hunter, but hopefully he gets up there and salvages what he can.
And Shimoda is 9th right now. So we hear was a crash on the first lap actually for Hunter. So that's why he's in that number 30 position right now. A long way to go. He's going to eat a lot of roots coming through.
And what you'll realize on this track, for the people at home, this track's hard to pass on. So when you really throw it down on the beginning part of the race, and like what Hunter and Justin had, it makes for some tracks you can come up to the back of the pack. Well, this track is going to be tough. So you just feel bad for them, but you got to fight for every position, and you'll see these guys probably moving some people out the way here pretty quickly.
And Pierce Brown has gone down. So all sorts of carnage. We saw a couple riders tangled. And then more problems here.
Track's just slippery. These guys are racing, and who knows? He could have got knocked down or whatnot, but man, we've had some drama in the beginning part of the race. It's hard to keep up with this.
Well, you look at this dirt. They've been coining it as chocolate cake here at Bud's Creek. It looks like it has so much traction, but you keep talking about the watering. Is it deceptive right now?
It's very, and especially in the beginning part, even though this chocolate cake, I mean, it's more like a mousse. It's chocolate, but it's a little slippery on there. And, and it's easy to override the track. And as these guys are getting aggressive, you can get roosted. And a lot of this stuff is when it's kind of funneling in one line. You get into the corner, and then all of a sudden it's wet. You don't see it coming in before compared to being spread out. So I think a lot of that's getting caught out from these guys in the beginning part of the race, being so close to each other, not being able to pay attention to it. But, you know, look at the gap. I mean, you got the top 3, and then it's 12 seconds to 4th place.
Yeah, that's Voland in 4th, but way back, that is Brown, I believe, in the mechanics area now. Hampshire has closed a little bit back on Moseman. So Brown, I hope he's all right. See the jerseys torn up after that crash we showed you. And now you see Jet starting to inch up on the lead duo.
Yeah, I think what Jet's going to do is let this race settle down. You know, he's probably taken a look around him, realized Justin was down. I realized his brother's in the back. I'm sure he has a good feeling. Joe Shimoda's behind him. So he's probably going to let these guys come to him, knowing that Michael's just getting back. He might not be the strongest on there. And then you got RJ. Has always been pretty strong, but, you know, been a little inconsistent. So Jet's actually in a great position, and what you're probably going to see is let this thing come to him.
Voland, I mentioned in 4th, and shout out to Goim Ferez, the Spanish rider, just picked up as a replacement injury fill-in for not Nate Thresher, sorry, Romano, who was so fast last week and then got hurt during the week. Battle for the lead. Hampshire trying to get back around Moseman, looking for an opening.
Yeah, things are starting to happen a little quick for Michael right now. So just got to calm down. He's got a good gap between 4th place. So even if Jet gets by him, he's in a good position. I think if he can just calm down, RJ is going to make his way by him. If he wants to get by him, RJ is aggressive. And actually both of them are aggressive. So it should be interesting to see what happens. But RJ's look like he's starting to find the flow. Look like the track is starting to come to him. And you got Michael looking back. So let's see what he does right here.
He's setting him up on the inside. Some contact. So I'll make contact with Jet Lawrence last week as he was battling through. That's that aggression that you're talking about. Thor Battlebox will show us a couple other things. That is Cooper and Hunter Lawrence trying to come through.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for those guys. Again, it funnels back down. If what you're seeing with RJ and you know, Michael, you get to a certain part of the track, and on these off cameras, what you can't tell on TV is how off camera this track is. So everything kind of funnels back into one line. So RJ's going to have to be patient and make his pass, because you just saw he lost some time right here, and now he has Jet on him. So we'll see what happens.
Hunter Lawrence getting around Phelps. So the rider from South Africa, he's in 18th, battling out with Sanford. And I think it's Chase Yenser on the yellow Suzuki. And now Jet Lawrence has quickly bridged the gap, and he's right to the rear tire of Hampshire.
Yeah, I don't know how much of that is Jet picking up the pace, or RJ made those mistakes and Jet caught up to him. But I think Jet, once he catches these guys, you're going to see him get around them pretty quickly, because you don't want to get that chocolate cake on that face. It's going to get stuck. So if Jet can make the pass, he'll get on them. Otherwise, you're going to see him drop back, because the roost does stick to you, and he'll just let these guys work with each other and then attack him once he gets close again.
Be like the first birthday party, the smash cake, getting the cake to the face.
Yeah, that's what it's like. So we'll see if RJ can catch back up to Michael and see what happens.
All right, 3 riders have completely broken away from Voland, Ferris, and by the way, that's Monster Energy Yamaha Star Racing that he's riding for. Shimoda 6th, Varize 7th. Stepik, a local privateer, rides this track all the time, is in 8th. Thrasher after the crash is 9th, and Dylan Schwartz of the Bar X Chaparral Suzuki rounds out the top 10. So some new names up there that we don't normally see.
Yeah, I think that's the cool part about motocross. So much stuff done happen this first lap. You get these guys that's, you know, locals around here to be able to have a chance to get up there in top 10. So it's cool.
And here it is. Hampshire still has Moseman in sight, but he's not quite as close as he was the last lap. Jet's still right there.
Yeah, what you're seeing with Jet right here, like he'll get close to him and then he'll drop back. Again, that's from making sure he can see all the lines around the track and not get too much boosted. Like Jet's pretty relaxed right now. Again, he has a good gap over 4th place, and we'll see. He'll attack him, then back off and attack him again. But I do think once Jet decides to get around him, you'll see an all-out aggression from him, and he'll probably make the pass on both these guys.
Meanwhile, that is Shimoda trying to get Ferris, that young Spanish rider we're talking about. Little mistake by Ferris in those ruts. Shimoda not able to take advantage.
Yeah, Joe, he's probably wondering, who is this guy over here? He's like, this is me, Far East Coast, Shimoda.
I love it. Yeah, so 109, I don't think most people have even heard of him until Wednesday when they announced he was filling in for Romano, who has a thumb injury. So get well soon to Mr. 411, as you call him. But Shimoda, man, he had been nailing the starts the last few weeks, but mired right now, trying to get into 5th.
Yeah, and that's the thing with this track. Like, Joe probably didn't get a bad start. Maybe your average Joe start, pretty much.
Okay.
But the way this track separates, you just see the big old gap like he's lost. And, I mean, for him, hopefully maybe Michael or those guys has come back to him. But it's a lot of gap to be made up. And he's having a hard time trying to get around number 109 right now.
Meanwhile, Moseman still leads Hampshire and Lawrence. No movement there. Hunter Lawrence has advanced. Last time we looked, he was in 18th. Now he is 14th. And Justin Cooper is 17th. Send it down to Jason Thomas with more.
Guys, I was inquiring, how did they find this Guillaume Ferris? Where did he come from? And it was off a tip. Gareth Swanepoel spoke to a guy in Europe and said, hey, you need to really take a look at this kid. They brought him over the week before Unadilla. He's ridden the bike 5 times, and they said, hey, this is the real deal. Let's send him Bud Streak, and here you go, top 5. It's unbelievable.
Just what we needed, more really good riders under the Star Racing tent. They already had the biggest team out here, and they found another rider they picked up, and he is proving himself right now, 5th place.
That's really what you say, pick him up off the street and come up here and get top 5. That's your commercial right there.
Yeah.
We'll take anybody and get up, but he's riding good. He's holding his own. I mean, top 5 in AMA National, that's saying a lot right there.
And Shimoda still looking for a way around. Josh Varese on the AEO KTM is 7th, and Stepik still hanging in there in 8th. No real changes behind this group. So that's the thing. He's holding off Shimoda, but it's not like they've got a freight train behind them. He's not holding up the entire field. They've got a pretty good gap.
No, and this is the guy who won the overall last weekend.
Yeah.
So for him, it's not like he's racing against anybody. He's racing against Joe. So I think you're seeing with this drone shot is the options of the lines and how this whole track pays out. And you can see when guys catch them, they have to make a pass on them pretty quick. And I think Joe's going to try to do it.
He's got to grease this corner on the inside. He's going to put him outside for the next turn.
Yeah, he should be able to go around the outside right here. Joe messed the corner up. Maybe stay down the inside.
He's still got the opening, James, and he's got it.
Yeah, I was hoping he wouldn't go inside. He was cutting. That was a little attitude with that one right there.
And now Ferris trying to come back. A series of rollers, and this left-hander that'll lead us to the finish. All right, so he did eventually yield to Shimoda, but still an impressive ride. The rider racing in AMA Motocross for the first time.
Yeah, let's see if Joe can march his way forward now that he got around him. And it's going to be critical for Joe to the next couple laps to put some heaters in to try to see if he can close this gap up. But it's a pretty big gap up to Bolin, I think.
He's 7 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh, back to the leader, James. It's starting to tighten up again. Hampshire making another run, or maybe a mistake from Moseman, but it is on for the lead.
Yeah, you can see Jet another couple seconds back. Oh, RJ almost lost it right there. So
that's the thing about Hampshire. He won't cheat you for effort. He pushes to the absolute max all the time. But that cost him.
Yeah, that's the thing with RJ. He kind of rides a little bit like Jason Anderson. They're really aggressive, and sometimes that's good, but a lot of these corners, you can't override them. Like I said, you got to pick the lines and pick your passes, and I think with RJ, the reason he's getting close is because he's calmed down in the slower parts, and he'll make his way up, and then he gets too aggressive, trying to make that pass, and he'll just make a mistake. his problem is he's got to get around Michael without Jet getting around him. And you can tell every time Michael, does his thing, he's doing his deal, and then RJ comes up trying to pass him, make a mistake, and he has Jet on him. So it's really a trickle effect of what's going on. So I think RJ obviously is quicker than Michael, but he's going to have to time his pass out. Otherwise, he's going to get passed by Jet.
Yeah, Jet is right there. Honda HRC, man. Got about a 1 moto lead in the series standings. But his primary competitors, including, that's what I was about to talk about, Hunter Lawrence, is off the track, and he's got banners in his front wheel.
Oh, man, he's hating them KTMs right now. I'll tell you that.
And he's angry.
Yeah, that's an angry tear-off pull. You know those guys. For all the riders out there, you know that tear-off pull right there. That's anger.
Taking him out on the tear-off. Okay, so he had worked so hard to get into the points position. He had made it up to about 13th. But we'll see the next time they come through a split of the transponder how many positions he lost. So that's what I was alluding to here. Jet, even in third, is getting a ton of the points back that he lost last week.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what Jet, because the track still seems like a little loose and slippery. So I'll be critical. It's 15 minutes into it, like whether he's going to attack these guys and make the rest of the race easy. But we also know RJ is pretty strong. So I think if RJ is going to have a chance to win the moto, he's going to try to get around Michael right here and then try to pull away.
He's still trying, stabs out that inside, and this time it works. So he almost went down in that corner a lap ago, and how about this time? He takes over the lead exactly halfway in. 15 minutes down, 15 minutes to go. You'd save 15 minutes with a 15% with a 15-minute phone call to Geico. And now let's see how Jet responds. Does he try to immediately get around Mosman? Because look, Hampshire's getting away.
Yeah, I think Jet can sense what I'm looking at is Michael's starting to realize he's been off for a little bit. Things are starting to happen, getting away from him. So for Jet's standpoint, RJ is probably the biggest threat to this moto win. So you'll see him probably get around Michael pretty quick within the next lap or so.
So Mosman, again, we have not seen him in action since Spring Creek. Missed Washougal, missed Unadilla, and we had a couple weeks off in between. So that's almost a month without racing, and that's going to make all the difference. Jet sends it down the inside. It's going to be side by side over the top of this crest. Lawrence has the pass.
Yeah, Michael tried to square him up, but no, Jet did a good job.
Maybe Michael's coming back here, James. Look at this.
Yeah,
fighting back.
The young kids, let's see what Jet does.
And scrubbing it together, and Mosman gets it back and then goes down, and Jet nowhere to go. He's not happy about it.
Yeah, he's not happy. He's not happy with that. That was just him fighting. You got to give a kid credit. He's a fighter. He did that all in Supercross, but he's also he's getting a little tired. You can tell by the way he was sitting down, but he wanted to fight Jet, and that's what happens when you get the big red #1 plate. You are the guy. People fight you different.
Well, you were talking about that this week when we were planning this show, about Romano did not take any gruff last week from Jet. He didn't care who it was. He rode him aggressive, and maybe that led to some problems for Jet. First, we'll go through the pass here.
Yeah, he scrubs right here, and this has been slippery all day, and he just starts losing the front end, and that soil's really hard on there. You can't really tell from the TV, but it's really slippery, and he just starts losing it. But I think his race, for him, he's going to go back to the truck. Man, I was there fighting. I would almost got this thing done if I wouldn't have fell. But it's good to just see him fight. And it is like that. I think with Jet, he's in the luxury of having his brother in second, his good friend Joe Shimoda in third in the points. These are the guys like Michael Mosman, Justin Cooper, RJ Hampshire. Those are the guys that you're going to see him race very aggressive. So it's not unexpected to see Michael do that. I don't think his brother or Joe would have done that, but Jet's like, whatever. He just fell.
Well, your theory was Romano really challenged him last week and attacked. And maybe we'd see more riders do that. Mosman went for it, got the short end, and that leaves RJ Hampshire in the lead of the Rockstar Husqvarna, looking for his first moto win of the year.
I can't have you just rolling your eyes at us. You got some.
Hey, where are you going? Hey. That's the giveaway bike. Hey, come on.
Hey, we're supposed to put that back in the shop.
Get off that thing.
We're supposed to be riding that thing.
That's the giveaway bike. Come on, man.
Enter to win at motorsport.com/win.
You had just won 3 championships in a row.
Man, Supercross giving me everything. It's just had such a blast doing it.
And you get it all the way around here.
This past season, it's like I had 7 surgeries in 9 months. I don't want to be put under again.
I don't see the end in sight because, like, what else am I going to do?
That run out, you know.
Unleashed with Dingo and Dale, fueled by Monster Energy.
New CRF 250R. Lighter, faster, stronger.
Ready to help you find your edge.
The 50th anniversary season of Pro Motocross is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on motorcycle insurance. Motosport.com. Make your next ride your best ride. And by Monster Energy. Unleash the beast.
And that's what we call the Monster Rig Ride. They got Joe Shimoda and a bunch of the Monster Energy riders over there slinging T-shirts for the fans. But Joe is getting to business on the track. He has caught Max Boland for 4th. And by the way, Boland very quietly putting together a pretty solid run the last few weeks.
Yeah, Max has actually been coming into his own. And unlike some of the younger kids, Max always looks pretty in control. His style is pretty smooth. Probably sets up well with the KTM. But he looks solid, and you can tell he's just building every week, and his body's starting to fill out, and he's starting to learn these things. So don't roll over. Max ain't a rollover, and he's going to fight Joe the whole way.
And one of the cool facts, we're doing the research for this race, Max's dad, he's a second-generation rider, Talon, won this Budds Creek race back in 1999. That's his lone AMA national win for Max's dad right at this racetrack. Max been knocking on the door, top 5s and podiums all year, right now running in 4th. Now Shimoda's caught him from a decent gap behind. We'll see if Max can fight him off. We're into the final third of this. There it is, June 20th, 1999. Max's dad, Talon.
Yeah, like father, like son. He's trying to keep it.
Yep.
Yeah, Max is actually doing a really good job at keeping his momentum up. And what you're seeing, he's not cutting out of the corners too much. He's kind of staying into the berm. And what that is allowing him to do is keep up the traction. And that's why you see Joe caught him, but he's going to have a hard time trying to make the pass if Max doesn't make a mistake.
And a great rebuild for Boland. Had a really rough Supercross campaign, was even missing main events at times. But he has been rock solid in outdoor motocross this summer and taking strides, although there, Shimoda gets right behind him as he's dealing with the traffic.
Yeah, that was good. Max can get around both these lappers and maybe hold Joe up, but Joe's actually getting around them too. So they're both catching Michael right now. So if I'm Joe, I think the best he's going to end up is hopefully 3rd. And there he goes.
Oh, he might have it right here, using that outside line and jumping over Boland's head.
He went far east to get him. Got him. Like that. Yeah, Joe's on the move right now. I think he'll close down on Michael. Michael should start feeling his fatigue a little bit if he's been off for a while and those guys are closing, but overall it's still a good race so far.
Okay, so here is Shimoda, 4th. You mentioned that Mosiman's not too far ahead, about 2 seconds, so you should probably see that red number 29. Yep, there he is.
Yeah.
So Shimoda's got a shot at 3rd.
Yeah, he's kicking into form. You can tell the track's starting to get really good. Probably the best is going to be all day. It's only going to get rougher from here. Michael's starting to feel it, and overall, it's a good ride for him. And especially with him battling with Jet, that's where he's hanging his hat on. He was like, I was with Champ, so I think Joe will probably close in and get around here pretty quickly.
So we heard there's actually a section where maybe one of the sprinklers or a hose leaked, and there's some water at the base of one of these hills. We'll see when we get there if it causes any problems as you watch Mosiman and Shimoda battle for 3rd. Lawrence has taken a 7.1 second gap to Hampshire. Well, he had it down to 5.9. Now it's 6.2.
Yeah, even the track's hot. Just watering his own self out there. So.
Yeah, kind of jealous.
Yeah, Michael actually looks like this last half a lap, he's calmed down a little bit. Maybe he can hold on to it. And there's only a couple parts of this track where you really have to hold your line. I think in this section up here, you can actually relax. The guy really can't get around you, so we'll see what happens. You'll probably see Joe catch up to him around these off cameras, and then Michael pick it up again. Well, you kind of messed that corner up a little bit.
Oh, and then held behind the Laapper. So now Shimoda right behind him. You see Volan lurking in 5th. Nowhere for Moseman to go. And then I think it's at the base of this hill. You might see some of the water. Yeah, look at that trail on the left side.
Yeah, well, that kind of works out. It cuts off the inside, so it makes it more one-lined. But what you saw with Michael back there, you wouldn't believe how much time and effort it is. Like, just getting caught up behind that Laapper, how much energy he just saved right there. Being caught up and just being able to sit down, but actually pulled away from Joe. Joe must have made him a little mistake right here.
Wait, so you're saying being held up, he actually had to save energy for a second?
Well, yeah, that particular section, like he's stuck. He knows Joe can't get around him. It's a one-line part, so the Lapper's in front, you can't move forward. And you saw when Michael was sitting down, and so he was just saving some energy, maybe to put the fight. Yeah, it's all little tricks and trades us riders out there. We always trying to save some energy somehow.
Thank the lap rider. I can't go any faster. I might as well just save some energy.
Or maybe that was just my excuse. That's what I was saying. The Laapper was in the way. I mean, what do you want me to do?
Hey, you're retired now. You tell us all the secrets. Moseman will be like, nah, fitness not a problem.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, that's what I'm here for. I'll tell you the truth. Nah, that boy tired. He tired.
All right. Hey, he's got a reason. He hasn't raced in about a month, and he's trying to hold on for a podium. There's more lap traffic. This time he's got to work to get around them. No rest break there.
That's going to work out for him. Like, he's got in between those Lappers, and we're coming back to another one-line section. So you see how he's taking his time right here. Like, he's being smooth. You can't rush that section. But, again, like, those are the parts as a rider you can relax on there. And you relax there when you know the guy can't pass you to attack him somewhere else like he did with Jet.
It's been quite an adventure for both Justin Cooper and Hunter Lawrence. Cooper's on the right side of your screen in this Thor battle box. He is 10th. McAdoo is the Kawasaki in front of him in 9th. And I believe Hunter Lawrence, after an early crash and an off-track excursion, would be next. He is 11th. So let's see if McAdoo can hold off Cooper in the latter stages.
Yeah, if I'm Justin, I'll make sure Hunter doesn't catch me. We've seen the boy got a little angry. We saw how he pulled those tear off, so you don't want him around. But that's a pretty good ride for Hunter to get back up closer to the top 10 after having 2 crashes like that. I know Justin's probably pretty bummed, like being announced for the Team USA to go down the first lap with Jalik, and he's fighting his way back up. But as I said, like this track's about to start. You can lose a lot of time. We're seeing it right now.
Well, plus, you know, Cooper wants to get a win before the year is over. He had the speed really the last 2 races to do it. And then here he ends up with another problem early in the race. Winning the overall today is going to be next to impossible.
Yeah, for sure. He's getting frustrated because he's won the second moto the last 2 weekends, and now you're starting to see it's the first moto that he's kind of throwing her away. And I think, again, it's a good thing. The guy's trying to be aggressive. Like, that means he's feeling well. But, you know, that position, Jalik, there's certain guys you get on, and the Lappers, he's just trying to get out of the way. He doesn't know what's going on, and yeah, that's unfortunate. That's just racing.
All right, Moseman under fire again from Shimoda, looking for an opening on those rollers. Can't get there.
Yeah, I think Michael's going to, if Joe can't get him before it is, Michael will hold him off, and we're going to funnel back into a one-line section again, and Michael's going to sit down, hold him off again. But maybe Joe can make this outside work. I saw him going there with the Lappers. That ain't working that well.
No, yeah, he lost a ton of ground the previous lap. This time without the Lappers, he's at least able to get back to him, but not nearly close enough to make a pass. So a couple things are happening at once. Hunter was closing on Hunter Lawrence was closing on Cooper for that 10th place spot, just as Cooper was closing on McAdoo. And there's that battle again. That's Cooper and Lawrence.
Oh, boy. Yeah, Cooper better watch out. Hunter's hot.
Yep. Take that tear-off rage out on him.
Yeah, and I think with Hunter, like, there's certain guys that they want to win. Like, you have guys, they're friends, they're all friends with Joe. But Cooper's kind of the outlier, you know, so I think Hunter's probably going to be pretty aggressive and try to get around Justin, because Justin's been the guy last couple of weeks winning the second moto. So Hunter, he'll probably get around him pretty quickly.
Yeah, we've had like a boys club of the Lawrence brothers and Shimoda on the podium, hanging out, having fun every week. Cooper wants to be the guy to bust that up here in the latter stages of the championship. There's Moseman still holding off Shimoda. Time is running out here.
Yeah, RJ's got almost an 8-second lead, and you got to give it up to Michael, man. Like, he's figuring out where to race this part of the track. It's some good parts, and with him, if he can keep these Lappers in between him and Joe and hold Joe off on certain parts, then he might have a chance.
Oh, Oh, he's got an opening here.
Yeah, I think here we go. Maybe a Joe slam on the brakes and try to cut it inside.
On the outside to inside. Nope, Lap Rider had no shot at that. Going to be probably 3 to go here. Do the rollers.
Let's see. You can make up a lot of time right in these rollers, as you can see, but the Lappers are holding Joe up right now.
And Mosiman gets another break with the lap traffic.
Now, as you're watching this, you're seeing them, they get close and then they start backing out. That's, again, where certain lines on the track and certain positions, you got to be able to attack a guy and get around him when you catch him. Otherwise, you're just eating all that chocolate cake.
And that doesn't taste as good as it sounds.
It doesn't taste that good.
No, Shimoda's right back to him. It's a great battle for third. And yeah, RJ Hampshire, by the way, he's checked out. Jet Lawrence not able to get him. It's almost 9 seconds. Hampshire looking for his first win of the year.
Yep. Now, I think if Joe can close up on Michael, he might be able to make a pass around these off cameras. At least if he can keep them close, then when you start going up towards Henry Hill, he might be able to make a pass right there, because I think the pass for him is probably going to happen right around the mechanics area.
Oh, Joe.
Come on, Joe. Not your average no mo. Come on.
Almost came off the motorcycle in that corner. That's the area where Hampshire took the lead from Mosiman earlier.
Oh, it's so frustrating as a rider, too. Like, you did all that work. And you could tell Joe was starting to try to set him up. He wanted to get close to him so he can make that pass for the mechanics there. So he's making a few mistakes right now.
Shimoda's right. Have 2.5 laps to get back to him. He's been able to get right to him, but not to the right spots.
That's the thing. Like, he'll be able to close on him. It's just about where he makes that pass at. And I think there's a couple parts. So here's Hunter and Cooper. They're going at it.
Hunter got held up by that is actually Varize. That is actually a rider on the lead lap. Varize has been up there the entire time, the privateer, AEO Power Sports. So Cooper snuck by Varize. Varize is one of the orange handguards.
Wow.
There goes Cooper right by him. Or sorry, Hunter right by him. Cooper's already gotten by. And that's McAdoo in that group too.
Yeah, man.
McAdoo came up short.
Yeah, you see Justin give a little look back, figure out who was it. It's still a pretty good ride for Hunter. Actually, a great ride. He's going to be frustrated because of 2 crashes, but overall, it's not a bad ride for him to come back up.
So Cooper is 8th, McAdoo 9th, Hunter is 10th. They've dropped Varize. Oh! And the lap rider goes down right in front of Cooper. And, well, Cooper got through all that while dealing with the pressure from Hunter Lawrence.
Yeah, Hunter was still able to get through it pretty well, too, so this race ain't over.
Oh, yeah, he's right back to him. To be a knockdown drag-out, but it is for 8th place because they both went down on the first lap in separate incidents.
Yeah, you can see how much time Hunter makes in those little roller sections. Those are parts you can make a lot of time when the guy's kind of resting up, and I think Hunter's going to try to get him right here. He's already frustrated with him. Nice outside line.
And then it funnels together again.
Yeah, let's see if he goes around the outside or square him up right here.
There it is. Yep. Inside. You called it.
There he goes.
Hunter Lawrence makes the move.
That's what Hunter did good. If you saw how quickly he caught Justin, then he gets caught up behind him. When you catch a guy here, you got to make moves, and that boy's on fire right now.
Oh.
Better watch out, Laapper.
Hunter almost overstepped that corner and went down. Cooper's going to try to hang with him. It's about as far as they can go. They have almost 10 seconds to make up on Nate Thrasher, who is 7th.
Looks like Joe got around Michael finally.
Yeah, while we're watching this battle. So that was a hard-earned podium for Shimoda. White flag's about to come out. And what can you say about Guillaume Ferris in 6th? The young Spaniard, completely off the radar, is putting himself on it right now, running in 6th in his debut, filling in for Nick Romano on the Monster Yamaha Star Racing ride.
Yeah, found him off the street and up there top 5. I mean, top 6. Kid looks good.
There's that battle for 3rd. So Shimoda got around Mosiman, as you saw. And now, last lap, Mosiman's not giving up, James.
Yeah, I was about to say, watch this. Now, Michael knows there's only 1 lap left, half a lap. It wouldn't surprise me if he gets around Joe again right here.
Okay.
That energy, you always find it again when it's like, okay, this lap's over. I might be able to get a podium. It would be a big deal to have Michael get that. So I believe if you're going to get around Joe, it might be an aggressive pass, but there it is. Look at it.
Oh, side by side. Almost touch wheels.
Oh, he's going to hold him. He's going to hold on. Wow.
Bozeman gets him back. Now Joe's going to try to return the favor.
Joe's like, what are you doing? I thought this was done. I thought you just happy to be back. But that's what I like about Michael. He's a fighter. He's fought that way in Supercross. Some people think it's aggressive. But to me, all that set up, Michael's riding style and how he is. Look at Joe.
Oh, wow.
That ain't average. That ain't average.
Laid it down in that berm and just went around the outside to reclaim the spot. Those guys battled for about 15 minutes and couldn't figure out a way to pass, and then they passed each other twice in one lap.
Hey, they're angry. Joe mad because he passed them back. Michael mad, like, well, I'm only got one lap. And you got RJ out here just cruising. Paddle tire on there. Amazing what a star to do for you.
By my calculations, this is the first moto win for Hampshire since the third moto of 2020 at Loretta Lynn's in the mud. Won some overalls last year, but was doing it with 2-2 scores.
Wow.
It's been over 2 years.
That's awesome, man. Good ride, RJ. Good ride.
He's a Florida guy. You got to be proud of him.
Yeah, I'm always happy. He looked good, too. So
he did. And Jet Lawrence got the second and couldn't close in. RJ Hampshire takes his first moto win of 2022 on the Rockstar Husqvarna.
He's get a half neck burn.
Okay, is that what one moto does?
He get you a half neck burn.
All right, I like it. Jet Lawrence going to take second. That battle for third going all the way down to the wire. It looks like Bozeman has finally relinquished it, and Shimoda's going to hold him to the line. There's the Green Machine, the Monster Pro Circuit Kawasaki, taking third. Shimoda, and he worked hard for that one.
Yeah. Now what that does, it actually puts Joe in a good position. All he has to do is beat Jet this next moto. If he wins it, then it'll be his. Jet go 2-2. Mike. So we'll see. But RJ's the man of the day right now.
Yep, halfway through, and he has his first moto win of the year. We'll talk to RJ Hampshire about that win when we return.
Rated E for everyone.
Coming into this year, January, I break my pelvis the week of Oakland. The doctor's like, dude, don't walk on it for a month. I remember calling my parents, I'm like, well, I'm done. Like, and it's contract year. I was like, so I just wasted all this. I don't really see a sport that's like it, to be honest with you.
The roar of our engines, the pump of our heartbeats, the pedal to our metal. The sparks that ignite us, the pistons that push us, the passions that drive us. From the feelings that move us to the places that pull us, on the roads that unite us. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to be the fuel that keeps you firing on all cylinders.
You don't need the spark plug capable of delivering 10,000 horsepower. You probably don't need the plug that pushes a ton of steel 300 miles per hour. So you don't need the official spark plug of the NHRA. But there's a big difference between need and want. E3 Diamond Fire technology maximizes the fuel burn for more power at better fuel efficiency. E3 with Diamond Fire technology. What are you running?
There is less than 1/100th of an inch of motor oil protecting your car's engine. Friction and heat causes engine oil to experience thermal breakdown, weakening its ability to protect the engine and its parts. Lucas Heavy Duty Oil Stabilizer is specially formulated to resist thermal breakdown, protect vital engine parts, and extend the life of your engine. It also stops smoking, knocking, and oil consumption in worn engines. Lucas Heavy Duty Oil Stabilizer. Keep that engine alive.
The 50th anniversary season of Pro Motocross is brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. With a nationwide network of parts and care, Napa helps you get up and go. Honda, celebrating 50 years of off-road dominance. And by Lucas Oil. Keep that engine alive.
Back here live on MAV TV, we have completed the first moto of the day, and RJ Hampshire came out on top for the first time this season. We're working really hard to get that Rockstar Husqvarna up there, and it paid off. We'll give it to you with the Lucas Oil race recap. Hampshire is the lead early, but Michael Mosman wants it, James.
Yeah, he made an aggressive pass on him. I think RJ was sleeping a little bit, and you can tell, got a little heater out there. I think this is when everybody was getting cut off, and these boys a little angry in the beginning part. A lot of stuff happening.
Yeah, Justin Cooper tangling with Jalik Swoll, and then Cooper goes down. That'll put him and Swoll way in the back, and then big problems for Hunter Lawrence.
Yeah, that sucks. He's caught up in those, and luckily for him, he was able to ride out of it, but yeah, that could have been worse, and it's just more frustrating for him.
They finished 8th. Okay, here's Hampshire, a rematch with Mosman.
Squares him up, cut him off right here to get in, and I think at that part, Michael was like, all right, you can have it. RJ was coming, so.
And then I thought he was going to give it to Lawrence, but no. Fights back and then crashes.
Yeah, you got to give Michael credit. He fought everyone. It wasn't just Jet. He fought Joe, and Joe was able to get him at the end, but you got to get a guy credit, and here he is with Joe. Same thing.
This is late. He had actually passed Shimoda back, and then, oh, that's beautiful by Shimoda.
Yeah, you got to give a guy credit. When he gets it, hey, you can have it.
Yep, just greases that outside, and that'll put Shimoda up into 3rd. Even when Lawrence got into 2nd, he could not close on Hampshire. Gets a whole shot, gets a moto win. Sometimes it's that simple.
It's simple, right?
Yep. Well, let's find out more. Send it to Jason Thomas.
RJ Hampshire, you can kind of see this building over the last few weeks, getting a little bit better. I know you guys have been working on the bike, but this is also a track where you've done very well at in the past. How'd it feel to get that win in first moto of the year?
Yeah, that was huge. We took a gamble right off the bat from the start, changed the tire up there, and I was the only guy on the line, I think, running it. So paid off, finally got a good start. Kind of had to stay calm there a bit whenever Mosey was going at it with me, but man, it just felt good. Huge thanks to this whole Rockstar Energy Husqvarna Factory Racing team. Man, I'm not quiet about things, but they want to win just as bad as me. So it goes out and shows, and that's huge. I got them a win. But also thanks to Fly, Scott, Keen's Buildings, Paradise Auto, and man, just everyone that supports this team. And hey, we're at least back to having some comfort. So we'll see how it goes.
Weege using that scoop tire got him off to the start.
Yep, James, you saw that.
Yeah, I thought they might try that, and again, the setup. Sometimes with RJ, and what you saw in the beginning part of the race, what he was saying that he had to calm down a little bit. Well, with that scoop tire allows you to get off the gate, which he got a great start, but when he starts trying to cut back, it made it a little difficult, and that's why he's sliding out. So
here's that start, scoop tire and all. You see the Husqvarna shoot to the inside.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good jump, and I think with RJ, he knew probably the best chance for him would be having a whole shot, and he was able to fight in there. Still had the Yamaha guys up there, but man, RJ was a man today.
He got it done. Yep, motosport.com, whole shot to Hampshire. Again, he had the battle with Mosman, had some pressure from Jet Lawrence, was able to survive that and get the win. But for as bad as it was for Jet Lawrence last week, his primary competitors in the championship had their own rough motos. Somehow Hunter Lawrence got 8th. I don't know how he was able to pull that off after being almost last early. Then the off-track excursion. It was 2 things he had to deal with. And shout out to Guillaume Ferris, the rider from Spain, finishing 6th in his debut here in the U.S. There is your top 20. Send it back to JT.
Jet Lawrence, a little bit of a calmer race, although you did get into it with Michael Mosman right over here. Had to feel a little bit better than Unadilla, get solid points, and yeah, 2-1 could still get it done on the day.
Yeah, I have a bad weekend. Everyone jumps on me, says I'm finished basically, but I mean, it was one bump in the road. I'm back. I'm just cruising, you know, not doing anything stupid. And yeah, it was like for starting lap, I swear it was some type of hurricane out there because they flooded the track. It was like ice, so I had to be really careful with that and not make any silly mistakes. So no, going to go into the second moto, hopefully a better start than that one. Wasn't too happy with that. It was good enough, but hopefully I get a better one, then just go from there.
Weege, I don't know who would say that Jet Lawrence is finished after last weekend, but that would be a big mistake.
Yeah, I want names and addresses of whoever was thinking that he wouldn't come back strong this weekend.
Yeah, he's probably just making that up for his own self to
motivate.
Yeah, motivate. We're funny. You can win all these races and be like, I'm finished. Everybody's saying that, but Whatever it takes, Jet.
A little pouring haterade on himself. Our next race is going to be next Saturday. Ironman National. We'll have Fast Lap qualifying right here on MAV TV, and also MAV TV on Flow Racing at 10 a.m. Eastern, and then 4 straight hours of motos starting at 1 o'clock. And don't forget, every Tuesday evening at 6:30 p.m., it's Inside Pro Motocross again on MAV TV. So we are not quite done here with the 250 class Moto number 1. Joe Shimoda, a hard-earned third. We'll send it back down to JT.
Joe Shimoda becoming a podium mainstay this season. That one didn't come easy. I think you were in a battle for 35 minutes there.
Oh, for sure. Just had a really bad start. Yeah, and in first few laps, there's a lot of guys went down in the corner, so I couldn't charge as much. And yeah, I had to come back, pretty much sprint the whole 30 minutes. So let's make it a little bit easier next one.
Weege, I don't care how he's got to get it. He is getting it done each time. Having to come through this entire field to get to third is a pretty big statement.
Yeah, the question is going to be, how much energy does he have left for Moto 2? Because he rode really hard, especially in comparison to the riders out front. But that is